Hey everybody, Mackenzie Lambert here, joined with my colleague John Cleveland.
Hi everybody.
We're going to be doing another installment of Character Actor Corner, and this is one that we've been looking forward to for a while.
Yeah.
This is for Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, highly underrated actress.
Yes, very much so.
Basically everything she's in, she's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We both just got done actually watching the trailer for the new Beetlejuice, and yeah.
I just, it's the old man in me, I guess, whatever. It's just like, I loved Beetlejuice as a kid, but I just don't care what.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, if, somebody's 10, 12, and they want
this is their introduction, then
I'm sure it's fine.
This is going to make, that'll just make Beetlejuice look even better to them, probably.
Yeah, but with that said, like, in general, we were talking about it the other day, or a little earlier, I should say, that, like, legacy sequels just really aren't my thing. I can think of only, like, two that were any good, and that's probably Fury Road, and you could argue it wasn't a legacy sequel because he was trying to get it done for the longest time. It just took so long, so it didn't come out for decades later. But, Fury Road and probably John Rambo or Rambo.
Yeah.
The one that's set in, like, Laos or something.
Yep.
Like, those are about the only two that let's revive a series. Creed isn't really a revival of a series, it's an offshoot.
Yeah.
So that's different. And then stuff like even like remakes and stuff. Sometimes remakes aren't even remakes. Like we were talking, John Carpenter's The Thing is not a remake.
No, it's just another adaptation of the source material.
Yeah. So that's something where, like, it starts to get a little iffy per se, but yeah, for legacy remakes, it's just like I'm not going to see it. Like, it's just not my thing. I didn't see the new Ghostbusters. I'm not saying they're bad. I just don't care about them. This is not the thing. I'm not looking to fulfill any kind of void by watching these, and I personally think franchising often ruins a story. And I think Hollywood is a great example of how that just keeps happening.
Yep.
So,
and it does that thing where it takes the music from the original and it does this stupid orchestral or choral thing, and it's like, give us the original version. Yeah. Just give us the Henry Belafonte version.
Yeah, give us the thing that we like. But it makes me feel real bad because I've heard that they're coming up with like a Highlander remake too, and I think it's just going to be
they're going to ruin Queen.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are, but hopefully not. Who knows? But back to Catherine O'Hara. She looked good at it, but to be honest with you, it just looked like she just stepped off the set of Schitt's Creek. So who knows?
Yep. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll just quickly hop in through mine. I've got my honorable mentions. I've got the Home Alone films in my honorable mentions.
Sure.
Nightmare Before Christmas, where she was Sally the Ragdoll.
Yep.
Temple Grandin, a great dramatic performance by her, opposite of Claire Danes, who's the lead role in the film. Her and David Strathairn are great together.
Haven't seen that one.
Orange County,
I love it.
Yes, yep, yes. Okay, and so my main three, I have Best in Show, which I think is her best performance in the Christopher Guest mockumentary films.
Sure.
My number two is her work on SCTV, which I'm going to say there are moments where it's actually better than Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yep. And of course, my number one is Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah, our lists are going to be somewhat similar.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a gigantic body of work, but what she has is iconic.
Yes.
So for me, I got the honorable mentions. I actually put SCTV as honorable mention. She's in Dick Tracy, Tall Tale, For Your Consideration, Mighty Wind, Best in Show, as you mentioned, Orange County and Schitt's Creek. She also did voice work for Dr. Katz, Professional Therapist. Obviously, as you mentioned, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Witch's Night Out, which is a somewhat iconic cartoon. For me, I did Waiting for Guffman. I think you are probably right, though. Best in Show is the better. I think Guffman, her character, was just better in it. But that's just a personal thing. Like I'm not dying on that hill. Any of the Christopher Guest works.
And I do appreciate how with Waiting for Guffman, he just takes a playful jab at community theater.
Yes. There's also a whole concept of like he's very malicious for a guy. Like people are like, oh, those movies are so fun and inspiring. And like, no,
they're not. No, they all end up on
the most depressing things I can think. Like obviously, there's the movies where the characters all die, and that's a different thing. But if you actually watch any of his movies, his characters almost always end up in a worse position, or are like now at least aware of how openly mocking they are. And like there's a sadness to his films that I don't think a lot of people pick up on.
Yeah.
I don't see why. It's obvious when you think about it. Yep. But regardless,
yeah.
All of them really share that third space, but I chose Waiting for Guffman. Number 2 for me, Home Alone. It's just her role in it's what's made, like, arguably her the most famous.
Yeah.
Arguably, now that I think Schitt's Creek is probably pushing that aside. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's iconic. Like, she's the defining mom trying to get back home, even if she's also the mom who somehow let one of her childs not be there. So, take that as you will.
Yeah.
And then number 1, because of course it's number 1, it's Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Because it just is.
Yeah.
Like, she's amazing. She somehow is memorable in a movie where Michael Keaton is so incredibly memorable. And Tim Burton is just throwing things at his director, making him do, or throwing things at the screen, making him do things. So.
Yes. All right. So yeah, it was a nice quick go through for Catherine O'Hara. Well deserved. I mean, since we're on basically the Home Alone kick, I figure the next one we can look at is John Hurd.
Oh, her husband?
Yes. This
I can already tell you,
shorter video.
It's going to be a much shorter video. But with that said, he's not his father. Yeah. With that said, though, I know instantly what I'm taking is number 1. He is a film that I really, really enjoy because it's got a weird vibe that no one saw. Except for me, and I'm a huge fan of it. So.
All right, I'm curious. All right, I'm curious to see what that one is.
Yeah, you might have seen it.
All right. So next time we'll go and we'll take a look at John Hurd.
All right.
So until that note, this is Mackenzie Lambert
and John Cleveland
signing off.
Bye.